Hello YouTubers, this is Steven from Team SSD here with you guys. Today we have the Orzhov deck profile for the deck that I've recently been playing on the channel. Um, the record that it has against Jonathan is currently 2-0 against his, Boros deck, and 2-1 against his Demir. So the deck has actually been playing pretty well, considering that it doesn't have the Shock Lands or Obsidat, but instead it's a budget Orzhov deck that plays better than my own Orzhov deck, which scares me, because my Orzhov deck I thought was amazing, so I thought I'd share the deck with you guys. So to start off the deck, we have one Teysa, Envoy of Ghosts. Teysa's a really, really nice card to get out, but the problem is she's a 7-tap. So I probably won't be extorting off her ever, but at the same time, she'll help just wipe the hell out of your opponent's board. So next we have one Pontiff of Blight. This deck is an extort deck, so giving all your creatures more extortion is fun as hell. Then we have two Kingpin's Pet. Basically, a lot of standard decks don't play as many flyers as they should, so I have Kingpin's Pet in there because it's a decent 2/2 flyer that if the opponent does have a flyer, it'll be able to just slap that flyer around. Next we have 4 Tithe Drinkers. Can't say much except it's probably one of the best, in my opinion, the best extort card, because it has lifelink and extort. Next we have the Syndic of Tithe. It's a 2-tap 2/2 with extort. That's really all it is, but it's still pretty useful since it'll give extort, and with Pontiff it'll have 2 instances of extort. Next we have 4 Basilica Screechers, for the exact same reason as Kingpin's Pet, because it's a flying extorter, except this is a lower cost and it's a 1/2 instead of a 2/2. And finally we have 4 Thrall Parasite. Thrall Parasite, besides having extort and being in 1-tap, its second ability, the tap it, pay 2 life, remove a counter from target non-land permanent, is very helpful now. Because a lot of people, if they're using the heroic abilities, are generally using the Ordeal cards. And with the Ordeals adding counters every turn, you want to make sure that you're not playing against a creature that's like a 5/5, and then progressively getting stronger every turn. So Thrall Parasite will help to knock that thing down, even at the cost of your life, because this is an extort deck. You will gain so much life with this deck that paying 2 measly life is nothing. So that's it for the creatures, and now we're going to move on to the other spells in the deck. To start things off, we have 2 Elixir of Immortality. I have Elixir of Immortality in there because if your enchantments start disappearing or you're playing against a control deck, you want to make sure that you can get these cards out, put them back on the battlefield, and essentially get so much advantage over your opponent, it's ridiculous. So I have 2 in there. Next we have 2 Gift of Orzhova. Now, back in the day, I would have said Gift of Orzhova is a terrible card, but now that it's an enchantment-based format, having a creature get +1/+1 flying and lifelink doesn't seem that bad anymore. Especially now that I'm a more experienced player, I can say, putting this on Tithe Drinker and making it a 3/2 with flying and life, and, well, it already had lifelink, but that is amazing because, like I said before, a lot of decks don't have flying creatures anymore. So you want to make sure that you have cards that'll just fly over your opponent and deal lethal damage to them. Next we have 2 Divine Favor. Divine Favor, I mean, come on, it's a 2-tap enchantment that you gain 3 life when this card enters the battlefield, and then your creature gets +1/+3. Now, I'm not very good at playing cards with very good toughness. I mean, look at my Parasite, it's a 1/1. But giving something +3 to their toughness is ridiculous. And the fact that you gain 3 life when this card just enters the battlefield, it's like, okay, tap 2, Divine Favor, then X-Store. You're before you even tap for X-Store, you're already gaining 3 life just from the activation of this spell. That it's so useful. And if you have Dark Favor, I believe it's called, which is the exact opposite. You lose 1 life, but enchanted creature gets +3/+1. If you have both of them on one creature, you're getting +4/+4. And you technically went +2 life when you subtract the 1. Next we have 2 Ordeal of Heliod. Basically, once you have the 3/+1/+1 counters, you gain 10 life after sacrificing Ordeal. Next we have 2 Ordeal of Erebos. When you sacrifice it, target player discards 2 cards. Next we have 4 Pacifisms. I mean, Pacifism is amazing. And then, a little weird Verdeck, but I technically play Formed Doomblades. I mean, the Doomblades can be replaced with Hero's Downfall, or you can side out 2 for the card that destroys black. I don't remember what it's called right now, but yeah, whatever the hell it's called. And like I said, this is a budget deck, so I don't have any shock lands. Instead, I play the 4 Guild Gates. And then I believe it is 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plains and 9 swamps. So for a total of 22 land. And that's it for the deck. This deck doesn't have a sideboard because, sadly, a sideboard would not fit in this deck box that I bought for it. It literally barely fits the 60 cards, so that's it for my deck file. That's it for my deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Steven from Team SSD signing off.